labor issues because all these labor issues have been ongoing for the past few weeks now. We have on the phone lines Member of Parliament for Manson Kwanta and member of the Parliamentary Committee on Employment, Labor Relations and Pensions Committee, the Honorable Tweneboa Kodua. Grateful to you, Honorable, for joining us here on the ChannelOne newsroom. The labor front appears increasingly a bit unsettled with a number of strikes and threats to strike and all of these issues that are coming up. What is the Labour Committee doing to resolve some of these issues?
Yeah, thank you, and good evening to viewers and listeners. Thanks for having me. So, firstly, I'll say indeed it is concerning to have labor upheaval because the expectation is that services will be running, especially the critical ones. I mean, educational institutions, health facilities. I mean, all these will be running, so Ghanaians will have the services. However, we have to be realistic. I mean, when cost goes up, staff expect to be shored up as well to be able to cope. So, I mean, it's unfortunate, it's worrying. However, the reality is the reality. Staff expect that they will be shored up when living costs goes up. So, I mean, for Parliament and for the Labor and Employment Committee, together with the Committee on Health, like I said, we would be happy to have services running. And as you know, when the issues of the nurses came up, these committees actually came up, had meetings with the unions to try to calm them down, advise them to go by the collective bargaining agreement and so on and so forth. So Parliament has been doing its best to get the unions to come to the table and for negotiations to continue. However, I must say there's a limit to everything. And if you look at the trend that we are seeing now, it tells you it's not just one or two institutions or three. The trend is increasing. Okay, and I'm not surprised. I mean, again, because if you have public sector salaries being increased by 10%, whereas utility price for, say, electricity is going up by 14.75%, that tells you there's a stretch. I mean, if your salary is increased by 10%, but you're expected to pay, more on electricity by 14.75%, that is a stretch. And, you will have staff being tied up, and in this instance, they'll be calling up for living wages, what really they were able to accommodate or they were able to purchase few days ago or few weeks or few months ago. With the same money, they are not able to purchase same. And that is difficult.
Some people would argue that the labor unions are being unfair to government. This government is just 6 months old. How do you respond to this?
Oh, you see, when you are in government, when you take the reins of government, you take the assets and you take the liabilities as well. It has to be balanced. If government is coming out without even having done much, to say that it has put controls on the local currency depreciation against major trading currencies, whilst it knows the reality is that, gold reserves that were built some few years ago is what is probably shoring us up, when it knows it is major currency, trading currencies on their own that have devalued and not much that have been done locally. If it's taking this credit, then why would you, shy away from labor agitation? You are the one in charge of government now. So you take the credit, you take the responsibility as well.
All right.
But you see, let me say this. You see, most of these institutions that we have seen having these demonstrations or upheavals I know they have got collective bargaining agreement, meaning they have agreed with the responsible departments or ministries as to what ought to be paid to them at every point in time. Okay, and at what point in time such agreements would have to be reviewed. So for them to be coming out like this, I am sure definitely these agreements have been breached in one way or the other.
All right.
And we got to understand this when we met the unions representing the nurses, that their collective bargaining agreements have been breached in one way or the other, and have to be addressed.
Thank you very much for your time here on the Channel One Newsroom. Honorable Tweneboa Kodua, Member of Parliament for Manson Kwanta, and a Member of Parliament Employment, Labour Relations and Pensions Committee.